The cartel ladder, the invisible empire. The Mexican sun is a brutal, heavy weight. In Culiacan, the air smells of dust and diesel. Every shadow hides a secret in this intense, vibrating city. To outsiders, these dusty streets look ordinary. To residents, this is the heart of an empire. The cartel rules every corner with an invisible iron fist. This organization is a global corporate machine. It generates billions of dollars every year. Its currency is fear, and its primary language is pure, raw violence. Joining is remarkably easy, but leaving is impossible. There are only two exits from this life. You either end up in a grave or a cell. We will now climb the blood-stained rungs. We start from the very bottom of the street. Here is the journey of a man becoming a king. Level 1. The Lookout del Alcoin. You are only 15 years old. Instead of studying, you sit on a plastic chair. The heat is punishing as you watch the dusty, busy street. You are in Halcon, the sharp-eyed hawk. Your job is simple but vital. You are the eyes of the boss, watching every car that passes. A cheap burner phone stays in your hand. You watch for green military trucks. If they appear, you send a text. The bird is flying high. If you see black SUVs with tinted windows, you panic. You text, snake in the grass. This means a rival cartel is coming for fresh blood. You are paid $100 in cash. For a teenager, this feels like a fortune. You feel powerful while the world moves slowly past you. The local police drive by twice a day. They don't arrest you. They smile and wave. They are already on the cartel's secret monthly payroll, but you must fear the Mexican Marines. They cannot be easily bought or bribed. They are the only ones who can truly destroy the local plaza. One afternoon, you get distracted by the heat. A military convoy rolls past your corner. You freeze and forget to send the urgent warning text. 30 seconds later, your phone explodes with anger. The boss is demanding answers. You realize your life is now hanging by a single, thin thread. A black car stops in front of you. A man looks you in the eyes. Next time you sleep, we bury you deep, he says coldly. Level 2. The Transporter El Chofer. You are 18 and ready for more. A man meets you at a gas station. He asks if you can drive a heavy, loaded truck. The next morning you enter a dark warehouse. A white semi-truck is waiting there. It is loaded to the roof with thousands of fresh watermelons. Hidden beneath the fruit is a secret. Half a ton of meth is welded into the floor. Your dangerous journey to the border begins right now. The highway is a psychological torture chamber. Every pair of headlights in the mirror looks like a police car. Your heart beats against your ribs. If the police stop you, you lose everything. You will spend 20 years in a cage. If you succeed, you get $3,000 in cash. You drive through the desert for 8 hours. You don't eat and you don't sleep. You only focus on the asphalt and the heavy cargo. You arrive at a nondescript garage in Tijuana. Men unload the fruit in total silence. They hand you a thick envelope full of crisp cash. You have never held this much money before. You think about your father's poor life. You feel like you have finally cheated the broken system. You do the run again next week. Then you do it the week after. The fear begins to fade, replaced by a dangerous sense of confidence. Then your cousin gets caught at a checkpoint. The cartel does not send a lawyer. They simply find a new driver to take his place. Level 3. T. Collector. El Cobrador. 2 years pass without a single accident. The bosses know you are reliable and quiet. They give you a gun and a list of addresses. You are now a collector for the plaza. The cartel acts as the local government. Every business must pay a monthly tax for their protection. A small taco stand pays $500. A local pharmacy pays $2,000. A nightclub pays $10,000. No one is allowed to say no. You walk door to door with a holster. Most people pay without saying a word. They know that arguing with you is a silent death sentence. A restaurant owner says he has no money. He begs for more time to pay. You nod calmly and walk out the heavy front door. You return at midnight with 2 associates. You smash every window and every table. You leave the owner bleeding on his own dirty kitchen floor. The next month he pays you double. You are making $1,500 a week. You buy your mother a beautiful large new brick house. Your mother cries and hugs you tightly. She doesn't ask where the money comes from. She knows the truth but prefers the comfort of lies. But you are now a visible target. Rival gangs want to steal your territory. Every time you collect, you wonder if a sniper is watching. You carry the gun everywhere you go now. You can no longer walk the streets as a civilian. You are a soldier in a war. Level 4. The Cell Leader Chef du Cell. By age 25, you are a leader. You manage a cell of 10 young men. Your job is to protect the local drug distribution network. The cartel gives you cocaine every month. You sell it to smaller dealers in the city. You keep 10% of the total monthly profit. You are clearing $50,000 monthly. You own a house with a private pool. You drive a luxury car with heavy bulletproof glass windows. Your girlfriend thinks you own a construction company. You keep your 2 lives separate. But the violence of the streets always bleeds through eventually. A rival gang kills one of your lookouts. You cannot show any weakness to the city. You plan a brutal retaliation to send a message. You send your men into a rival bar. They open fire with automatic rifles in seconds. 12 people die in a storm of lead and glass. The news says 5 civilians were killed. The government promises to bring justice. You pay the local police to lose the evidence and files. Your own men are becoming a problem. They get high on the product and talk. You have to execute one to keep the others quiet. The regional boss is always demanding more. He wants higher profits every single month. You feel the pressure from both the top and bottom. You realize that cell leader is a dangerous rank. You are high enough to be noticed, but you are low enough to be easily killed. Level 5. The regional operator. You now control an entire major city. You manage the supply, the distribution, and the violence. Your power is felt in every neighborhood and every street. Your meetings take place in safe houses. These locations change every single week. You arrive in armored SUVs with a team of professional personal bodyguards. You carry a gold-plated pistol for status. You have never actually fired it in combat. Your job is to think strategically, not to pull a trigger. The plaza boss wants to expand territory. You identify the weak points in rival lands. You coordinate an assault with 30 heavily armed tactical men. Your team rolls into town at midnight. They eliminate the rival cell leader and his crew. They hang bodies from a bridge as a warning. You also manage millions of dirty dollars. You cannot deposit this cash in banks. You buy legitimate businesses like car washes to hide the profits. You are making $200,000 monthly. You have luxury properties in 3 states. You tell your kids you are a successful import-export businessman, but the walls are closing in slowly. The D has tapped your private phone lines. You know this because your corrupt lawyer told you everything. You communicate only through human messengers now. You speak in complex codes. You trust no one completely, not even your own biological brother. The government wants you behind bars forever. Rival cartels want you dead and buried. Ambitious men in your own crew want your high-ranking position. Level 6. The plaza boss. You run the entire state now. Every drug shipment and every bribe goes through you. You have 500 men working under your direct command. You generate $20 million monthly. But you have become a ghost. The public does not know your face or your real legal name. You live in a mountain compound. It has 20-foot walls and armed guards. You are surrounded by attack dogs and high-tech surveillance cameras. Your work is now high-stakes politics. You negotiate with other cartels to avoid wars. You meet with governors and generals in secret dark rooms. You don't threaten these powerful officials. You simply make them an offer. A suitcase with $2 million or a share of the empire. Most of them take the dirty money. The ones who refuse are destroyed. You leak evidence of their corruption until their careers are completely finished. You manage logistics on a massive scale. You move cocaine from Colombia and chemicals from China. You coordinate shipments across 3 different continents. You manage narco-submarines and border tunnels. You oversee fleets of expensive drones. You are a CEO of a global blood-soaked criminal corporation. Money is just a number now. You have everything you want, but nothing you need. You cannot even attend your own daughter's birthday party. Paranoia is eating your soul alive. You suspect your head of security is a mole. You execute your closest friends just to stay safe. Level 7. The cartel leader, El Patron, and you have finally reached the summit. You built this empire on a mountain of bodies. You are the undisputed boss of the entire organization. Your group moves tons of cocaine. You have active cells in 15 countries. You have high-ranking politicians in 6 different states under your control. You are worth $3 billion, but you are on every most wanted list. The US has a $10 million bounty on your head. Special forces are hunting you daily. You move between safe houses every night. You communicate through encrypted messages that disappear after being read once. You have had plastic surgery twice. Your own children would not recognize you. You meet with other leaders to divide the country like a cake. Everyone makes money and stays alive. But the peace never lasts long. Someone always gets greedy and a new war breaks out in the streets. You cannot stop or ever retire. If you try to leave, your own people will kill you. You know too much to be left alive. You are the most powerful criminal. You are also the most hunted man. Every meal could be poisoned, and every friend could be an assassin. Level 8. Supermax the Fall. The end comes with a betrayal. Maybe it was a raid or a snitch, but you are now in a cell in Colorado, USA. You spend 23 hours in isolation. There are concrete walls and a steel door. There are no windows and no hope of ever escaping. You will die in this place. No bribery works in this federal facility. No army can break you out of this high-security American fortress. El Chapo is in the next cell. He had billions and a massive empire too. Now he has 4 walls and nothing but his dark thoughts. You think about every person you killed. You think about the blood you spilled. You realize that your empire was actually a long suicide note. Level 9. The successor of the cycle. But the cartel does not die. Your nephew takes over the business immediately. Someone always steps up to claim the throne and the money. The drugs keep flowing across borders. The money keeps moving through banks. The bodies keep piling up in the dusty streets of old Mexico. The cycle of violence never ends. You were the king, now a legend. You are a cautionary tale that parents tell their young children. This is what happens to greed. This is what happens to the untouchable. There is always another kid sitting on a plastic chair watching. He is 15 and he is waiting. He sees the black SUVs drive by. He wants the money, the power, and the gold-plated pistol. He picks up a burner phone. He sends his very first text message. The ladder is waiting for him, and the first rung is easy. The cartel is not a gang. It is a billion-dollar empire of blood. It is still running, and it is looking for its next king.